Oh yeah, with this and the Northman, I would love to see more period epics, because we haven't had many of them nowadays. The Woman King. So The Woman King is directed by Gina Prince Byviard, and basically the film is set in the 1800s, and we follow this all-female group of warriors as they protect the African kingdom of Dahomey from this foreign enemy, and that's basically the plot of The Woman King. And honestly, I really liked this film. I found it really entertaining, and I really felt the power of the movie, come off the screen when I was watching in the cinema last night. I felt the power of the physicality of the film, the power of the performances in the movie, and the power of the storytelling in the film leap off the screen when I was watching in the cinema last night. I came out of the cinema after watching this movie, and one word came to mind, and that was power. The word I've already used about 5 times in this video already, but it's the truth. The film felt so powerful, and just in the best way possible, and it was a really nice, pleasant surprise, because I went to the cinema a bit hesitant to watch this film yesterday because I wasn't the biggest fan of its trailers, but then I came out going, wow, that was something else, and it was just so powerful. Honestly, yeah. I was really caught off guard by how much I liked this film. And I know there's been all this discussion around this film at the moment, surrounding the historical accuracy of the film and what the film actually depicts, whether it's true or not. And personally for me, that wasn't a big issue, because I went in this film not really caring whether it was accurate to the real life events or not, and just wanting a good movie. And that's what I got from it. So I can understand why some people might be frustrated and infuriated by the historical accuracy of the movie and how it depicts, historical events. I can understand that, why some people might be put off watching the movie, but for me personally, I just wanted a good movie, and that's what I got from it, because it has some amazing performances from people like Viola Davis, who's just so brilliant in the film, and every single time she's on screen, there's so much dominance with her performance. It just draws you into her character. And also Lashana Lynch, who I thought did a great job, playing the new 007 in No Time to Die, is also from this film, and she gives us such an emotional performance. And yeah, I was really caught off guard by how much I liked her character. And also, the protagonist of the film, essentially the main character of the movie, is this young girl who's training to join this group of female warriors, is fantastic in the movie as well. I forgot the actress' name off the top of my head right now, but she is fantastic, and all the performances are just brilliant, and also the musical score is roaring for the film, and it's just used in brilliant ways. There's a couple of moments where synthetic sounds are used in the score, which I wasn't really the biggest fan of, but the score itself is brilliant, and the way the film is shot is beautiful as well. There's some cinematography which just looks fantastic, and yeah, I was really caught off guard by how well the film was shot and the aesthetic of the movie, and how I was just immersed into the world of The Woman King, and just through the visuals and the aesthetic and the settings, and I was really caught off guard by how real it all looked. That's what I was going to say, how grounded in verisimilitude this film was. And by the way, if you don't know what the word is, look it up. If you don't know what the word verisimilitude is, look it up. But yeah, I was really caught off guard by how grounded in verisimilitude this film was, and just how real it felt whilst I was watching it, because the battle sequences are grounded in all this resilient, gritty fighting, which you're so caught off guard by. It was like the battle sequences in The Northman, which were just so visceral and just so brilliantly done, and that's the same thing with the battle sequences in this movie. And not even just the battle sequences, the sequences when you see all the female warriors together, dancing, or just performing their rituals, or just training for war, just seeing all that stuff with the female warriors. It's just so gritty and resilient and visceral to watch, and it's just, it's really, really something. It really was when I watched it. It's like, wow, you can really feel the power of the film coming off in these fantastic performances, and the way that all the warrior stuff is done, like the power of the movie. I know it's before, but I'm going to say again, the power of the movie really comes off the screen, and you're really caught off guard by it. As for criticisms, I don't have many big ones. I mean, I'm not going to get into the historical accuracy of the movie because it wasn't really a big thing for me, like I've already said. But at the same time, though, I do think there are a couple of plot points in the narrative of the film which were a bit cliche. Like, I kind of see where things were going. And I'm gonna be honest, it took me about half an hour to 40 minutes to get into the film. I don't know how long it really was actually, because I wasn't checking my phone, I didn't have a watch or anything like that. But it took me about half an hour to get into the movie. It felt like about half an hour because I wasn't really that compelled into the story they were telling straight away. The film opens with a fantastically shot battle sequence, which I think was done really well. But then I struggled to really bind to the characters. I don't think the writing is always there in the story, and I do think the story is a tad bit generic, I've got to admit. But what did compel me into the story was the brilliant performances and the way the film was shot and how the film was directed as well. But I just feel that the story wasn't the best. I don't know if this was the best story to be matched with all these fantastic other things going on in the film. I don't know. It just felt a bit conventional to me and a bit cliche. And it did take me about 40 minutes to get into the movie because I didn't really find the story that compelling. What I did find compelling was the performances and how the storytelling was done. Like, I didn't find the story that compelling, but I found the storytelling compelling. I found it captivating when certain twists happened and how they were framed and how certain characters interact with one another. And yeah, I'm trying not to give away spoilers, but there's one twist, and if you've seen the movie, you'll know what I mean. But there's a twist with two characters which caught me off guard and went, oh, you've got my attention, now keep it, and that's what they did. And I really like that about it, though I do think that the story is not as compelling as it feels it is. For me personally, I just wanted to be more compelled into the story and more, and more captivated by it, and I just wasn't at the start of the film. And there are parts of some which I feel a bit unrealistic sometimes. Like, you're watching certain scenes and like, I'm not sure if that would happen in certain moments towards the latter part of the movie, towards the latter stage of the film. But still, nonetheless, I had a great time in this film. Like, even though, it might not be one of my favourite films of the year come the end of the year, it might be one of my honourable mentions. Honestly, I was really caught off guard by how much I liked it, and how much I was really buying into the story that was being told, and how well it was told, and the direction, and just how visceral it felt, how gritty it felt, how resilient it felt as well, and just how brilliantly done it was. Like, I don't think it's as good as The Northman, which I mentioned in my intro to the video today, but I would put on the same par as that movie because they are quite similar. You're watching these characters go through these gritty situations, go through hell essentially, to show their power and get their revenge and things like that. They're two films which I feel are very similar and in the best way possible. They are so well directed and are so well done, and like, you come out of the cinema after watching both The Northman and The Woman King and you're kind of blown away by it. At least I was anyway. And I really like that about period epics, and I kind of wish we get more of them. And unfortunately, I don't know if we will, because it sounds like The Woman King is kind of bombed in America, which is a bit of a shame, and The Northman bombed in America. Although apparently it made its money back on VOD, which is, quite promising. But still, going back onto The Woman King, yeah, I love to see more movies like this. And it was just, it was a really nice, pleasant surprise. I'm kind of, out of breath talking about the film, because the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, wow, because I was just caught off guard by the energy of the film, the resilience of the film, and just, how good I found it to be. I really liked the movie, and I definitely recommend it, and I just found it to be a gritty and resilient epic, and just in the best way possible. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that The Woman King, I'm going to say that it's a 7.8 out of 10. I'm not going to give it an 8 out of 10 because I didn't love this movie, but at the same time though, I was really caught off guard by it. I know I said that before, but I'm going to say it again. I was caught off guard by this film because I really didn't know what to expect from it, but Viola Davis is so brilliant in the film, so is Lashana Lynch, also John Boyega, who I almost forgot to mention. John Boyega's in this film, and he's so good. It might be his best role, actually. And I love John Boyega in films like Attack of the Block. I also love the Star Wars sequels, although, got to admit, I kind of fell out of love with him as an actor, because after the Star Wars sequels came out, he said a lot of bad stuff about those movies. I don't understand where he was coming from. I understand that, and don't be wrong, I'm all for, freedom of speech. speech. But at the same time, though, he was talking about those Star Wars sequels as if they were just another job for him, just another job for any actor. And in reality, though, you know, people would kill to be in Star Wars, and he was just. It just sounded like he was taking it for granted. It just sounded like he was taking his Star Wars experience for granted, which is just a bit of a shame because. Yeah, I really liked him in those films, and I really liked him as an actor until he was saying all those stuff. But now I like him as an actor again. Now after watching him in The Woman King, I really like him as an actor because his character, the start of the movie, is a bit egotistical. He only really cares about himself, and, you know, his needs by the end of the movie, you know, come much away. But there's some great character in there, which I really, really enjoyed. And I really enjoyed the film as a whole. It was a powerful epic. I said the word powerful quite a few times in the video today, but it's the truth. I just felt the power of this movie coming off the screen, leaping onto the screen in the best way possible. And I was watching the cinema last night. Like I said before, by no means is a masterpiece, or probably one of my favourite films of the year, come the end of 2022. But I had a great time watching this movie. I really, really did. And I'm really happy about that because, yeah, it was something else, this movie. It really was. And it doesn't feel like I get many of these movies nowadays. So I was really happy I went to go to the cinema to see it because it kind of felt like a one of a kind. And I know I've compared it to the North one as well, so it doesn't feel like so much of one of a kind because both of them came out the same year. But you get the point I'm making. It feels unique and in the way you want it to. And it's a gritty and resilient epic that just was so powerful to watch. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that The Woman King, I'm going to say that it's a 7.8 out of 10 from me. Anyway guys, what do you think of The Woman King? Please leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like subscribe on this video. I look forward to many more, both film and TVs and podcasts, coming very, very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now, bye!